Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, the Anime Alba here, coming at you with a brand new series titled What If Obito Got a Second Chance, otherwise known as The Work of Fate on Wattpad. And listen, just a few things that I want to go over. First and foremost, we are very close to 450. I believe we're at like 442, 440, something like that. So we're close. I really would love to hit that by the end of the day. Also, we are on our way to 500. That's the grind right now. And yeah, so another couple things. Discord link in the description. Yeah, and then like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. I've only been asking that in the last like 2 videos, but turn on post notifications so you get notified when I drop a new part or a new series, such as now, because there was no announcement to this series. I just did it, but the Discord people knew. So if you join the Discord, I mean, you'll know ahead of time because I tell the Discord people everything that I'm about to do before I do it. But yeah, also we have a new intro. Let me know how you guys like it. If you like it, you know, whatever, let me know. But yeah, so without further ado, future set, cue the intro.
Yo, hey, coming from the next lane. Won't rock with a Glock, I can't really rock. Teardrop on my homie fit, he got up by no DM, I'm her MCM on Instagram. My skin peanut butter color, inside whip is really jet. Yeah, won't rock with a Glock, I can't really rock. Teardrop on my homie fit, he got up by no DM, I'm her MCM on Instagram. My skin peanut butter color, inside whip is really jet. Yeah, won't rock with a Glock, I can't really rock.
Whew, let me know how you guys like that. And yeah, let's get right on into the video. Please let me. Okay. Naruto, you better become Hokage. Those were the last words Obito Uchiha said before crumbling and dying. At least he and everyone else thought he would die. Ugh, my head, Obito said as he woke up from the pain in his head. Wait, woke up. Obito stiffened. This isn't right. He thought he was supposed to be dead. Kage would kill him, so why'd he wake up? He finally got the courage to look around, and what he saw freaked him out even more. He was in his old room. All his pictures were there, his clothes, everything. What in the world is happening? He whispered and was incredibly close to freaking out. But he was a grown man, a trained shinobi. There must be a logical explanation to it all. Obito stepped out of bed, slowly walking over to the full-body mirror standing up against his wall. He looked in the mirror. It was him. His past self anyways. No scars, no Hashirama cells, no Rinnegan, no Sharingan, both eyes intact. And his hair was also back to its usual raven color. Before he could point other things out, he heard a loud knock on his window, and out of pure instinct, he went over and moved the curtain away to reveal a 13-year-old Kakashi, a very angry Kakashi. Obito's point of view. Shit, I whispered with an emotionless look. I had no idea what was going on. Shouldn't I be dead? I know what your life flashing before your eyes feels like, and this wasn't it. Also, the part is supposed to come before you die. And it definitely didn't feel or look like heaven nor hell, even though the look in Kakashi's eyes held the eternal flames of hell. You weren't even out of bed? He yelled at me. Could I? No. Or maybe, no. That's not possible. Or is it though? Oi! I was snapped out of my thoughts when Kakashi yelled and snapped his fingers in front of my face. What? I asked, not catching on yet, but it seemed to make Kakashi furious. Could I have really traveled back in time? I've had just about enough of you. Get dressed. We're going on a mission. Kakashi yelled at the top of his lungs, probably waking the entire village. So I decided that it was a good idea to listen to him for right now. So without another word, I went over to the closet and took out my clothes and got dressed. If I really have traveled back in time, then I have to act like I used to when I was 13. I was about to join Kakashi, but I felt something missing. Listen, just get your goggles so we can go. My goggles, that's what's missing. Ooh, I think that must be a new record, Obito. My sensei chuckled. Oh god, this was weird. I was no longer used to being on good terms with Minato. No surprise there, I'm the reason he and Kukushina had died. That memory gave me shivers, and I hated myself for doing that. But now I could change it. I was back in time. To before Kanabi Bridge. I can change it. Naruto can grow up with his parents. No fourth ninja war. The Akatsuki can keep being on a good organization, and I could prevent Rin's death. Hey, are you there? I heard and suddenly became aware of the fact that Sensei was waving his hand in front of my face. I gotta stop spacing out. Sorry, Sensei, I'm just really tired. I lied and scratched the back of my head. Well, okay then, but first, a little question. Ah, well shit, Sensei loves to torture us. It isn't something that happened often, but once in a while he would suddenly throw in some kind of math problem. He would mostly do it during easy missions to keep our brains working. There are 24 students in a class. They have decided to plant birches and roses at the school's backyard, while each girl planted 3 roses and every boy planted 1 birch. By the end of the day, they planted 24 plants. How many birches and roses were planted? Third person point of view. Ren and Kakashi began cracking their brains to find the answer. They were both pretty good at math, but just needed a couple minutes. Okay, so students planted 18 roses, and 24 minus x equals 24 minus 18, which equals 6 birches. Silence. That was all to be heard of that. It was Obito who answered. Obito who was the worst at math. Shit, Obito thought mentally. He was an adult and had to face things much tougher than that question. It was so easy, it just flew out of him without a second thought. That's right. But how? Now that hurts, Sensei. Is it impossible for me to improve? What? No, that's not what I meant. Good job, Obito. Shall we head out, you 3? Obito's point of view. I'm a 31-year-old shinobi. I started the 4th grade ninja war, became the 10 Tails Jinchuriki, and so much more. But still I'm not able to catch Tora? Our mission had been a simple one. Catch the runaway cat Tora. I remember Tora clearly. To the ones that had been assigned the mission to catch Tora, he was known as the demon cat of Konoha. I admit it was fitting. I charged right after him like I would do when I was 13, and the result was that now Rin was trying to heal my many scratches I got across my face. Oh, thank you, by the way. Why did I have to be as stupid as kid? I thought, and got surrounded by a depressing cloud. My depressed state only made Rin laugh. Now that irritated me. I missed her laugh so much. I felt like crying, but held it in, not knowing what I would use as an excuse if I started to cry. And Kakashi would just start yelling at me. I wonder, if I don't die, will Kakashi's personality change? I thought since it was my death that had caused him to change and begin to value his comrades. But in the meantime, I think I'll change just a little from who I used to be. Kakashi? I asked, and he gave me cold glares, probably because he thought I was a weakling. What? He asked in a cold tone that he used to be. I like the 32-year-old Kakashi better. Just wanted to say thanks, for helping me back there, I said with the biggest grin I could muster with all of the scratches. Come on. Everyone was looking at me like I was crazy. Well, I kind of understand why. I'm never nice to Kakashi. At this age, I would try to pick a fight with him every chance I got. But that's gonna change now. I realized that Kakashi wasn't just a teammate, he was one of my best friends. Sure, we fought a lot, but who cared? I looked up to him since the academy and always wanted to be his friend. But since he was always so cold, I quickly gave up on becoming his friend and decided to be his rival instead, though it was a one-sided rivalry. I looked around at the others and awaited some kind of response. Kakashi seemed to think, well, Minato was giving me a proud smile, and Rin was giving me a happy smile. Rin had always wanted me and Kakashi to be friends. I know she didn't really enjoy being in a team of constant conflict. You're welcome. Kakashi finally responded. Minato's point of view. I was happy. It was just a couple of sentences, but maybe Obito was actually trying to be nice. It didn't look like he didn't mean it. I tried for a long time to talk both of them about their behavior. None of them listened, but maybe I got through to them. I shouldn't get my hopes too high. Hey guys, it was the voice of my wonderful wife, Kushina. She had made it a routine to meet us after training and missions and bring us lunch. I got lunch for you, she said, and lifted up a big basket that was probably filled with food. Yay, thank you, Kushina. I love the food you make, Rin said and ran up to Kushina, who then immediately hugged her tight, telling her that she was such a good girl and cute and so on. Did Obito seem different to you? Kushina suddenly asked me while she was knitting a long green scarf. Different? He was a whole lot nicer to Kakashi. No, that's not what I meant. Huh? Then I don't understand. He just seemed kind of serious and tense. Oh no! The ad! Sorry guys, there's an advertisement that I gotta wait for. Alright, let's go back. I gotta finish stuff. Did he? I didn't notice. Well, he was just so quiet. He didn't act up at all, and well, he was just tense when being talked to. How didn't I notice that? Now that Kushina told me, I could see it. He'd been very tense and in deep thought all day. He said it was because he was tired, but I knew that when Obito got a problem, he always covered it up. Maybe I should talk to him if he doesn't change. No, I'll visit him tomorrow. Well, that's a bit hasty. I know, but this happened from one day to the other. I just want to make sure nothing's wrong. Obito's point of view. I checked my calendar and today was my day off. So was I going to be slacking? No. The date of Kanabi Bridge's mission was in 3 weeks and I had to prepare. But I also had to figure out which plan I should use. I could try to prevent Rin from getting kidnapped. I could do the same as I did last time, but this time knowing what would happen. I had to choose the plan that was most chances of success. Before I could finish my thought, I heard a loud knock on the door. I quickly ran through the house to get to the door. Sensei, what are you doing here? Isn't this our day off? I asked, confused as to why he was here. Had I read the calendar wrong? Yes, it is your day off, but I just wanted to see how you were doing. How I'm doing? Oh, well, come in, I said and stepped to the side so he could walk inside. So, I was waiting for my sensei to say something. Yeah, are you alright, Obito? You know you can tell me anything, right? I stayed quiet. I'd done my best to act normal, but it was really hard handling this alone. I'm sorry, Sensei, but not everything. I thought I couldn't say that, so I lied. Yeah, of course, I know that. I tried to say it with a happy voice and a big grin, but I guess some of my nervousness shined through. Then what's the problem? He said, and from the sound of his voice I could hear that he was really concerned, which made me feel even worse for lying to him. Problem? I said, acting like I didn't know what he meant. Obito, don't lie. I know there's something wrong. You're not acting like yourself. Oh, if only you knew, Sensei. I didn't have a comeback, so I just stayed quiet. I had to find an excuse and fast. Obito, I'm concerned. Is it from one day to the other? What happened? It's just Rin. I guess that'll make an excuse. Rin? Yeah, I guess she really loves Kakashi. Did she tell you that? I nodded. Then why are you being so nice to Kakashi? Because maybe she really loves him, and if that's it, then I should just accept her choice as her best friend, right? I did my very best to look sad, and I think I succeeded. So that's what happened. That's a very mature decision, Obito. My sensei was smiling and ruffled my short, spiky hair. Minato had stayed a bit after that, telling me the usual, there are many fish in the sea. But now that he was gone, I almost crumbled to the ground out of pure relief. He actually bought it. I was so relieved. I'm home, this is Minato's point of view. I called out into the home. Welcome home, how'd it go? Kushina asked, and I walked in the living room where she was sitting. She was still knitting on the same scarf from yesterday. He was down, but because Rin talked to him about her feelings for Kakashi, he'd accepted her feelings, therefore trying to be nice to Kakashi, but it still hurt. Aw, poor Obito, but it's very mature of him to think and act like that. Not like him at all. Yeah, I thought so too. Maybe Obito's finally starting to grow up. I just hope it isn't too much. I like that Obito's a bit of a goof. Kushina said and giggled a bit. Yeah, so do I. Next chapter. Let's see how long this part is. Man, we are clearing through chapters, so there's like 4 chapters already in this. I guess not every fanfic goes at the same pace, so that's probably what it is. Alright, let's continue. Sorry about that. After our day off, we were immediately given a new mission. This time a B rank. We were supposed to guard a feudal lord's grandchild to the hidden grass village. I don't remember her, but I hope she isn't some spoiled, unbearable child. Hi! I was quickly snapped out of my thoughts. It was a little girl that seemed to be around 11. She had dark green, wavy hair that went to the middle of her back. And I must say, she had beautiful eyes. Sunset orange with a little bit of pink. Hi! She said again, probably confused as to why I didn't respond. Hi? I said, still not knowing who she was. She opened her mouth to say something, but I didn't get a chance because Rin came and stood beside me, saying her good morning. And in a couple of moments, Kakashi and Minato were there as well. Oh, you're here already. I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. He apologized to our surprise, bowed to the little girl. Don't worry about it. He kept me company, she said and pointed to me. I looked over towards Minato and saw that he was giving me a look of gratitude and mouthed a thank you, Obito. Huh? Why thank me? I mean, it's just a little kid. Sure, she couldn't be that important. Oh, wait. Oh, well, kids, this is Yukimi Mashima, our client, Minato said and gestured to the little girl. Of course she is. I should have figured. I don't recall this mission. Could I already have changed the future? Because I think I would remember something like this. Oh, well, we should be leaving now, Minato said and straightened himself, ready to start the journey to the hidden grass village. No, wait, not everyone's here, the little Yukima shouted, but quickly covered her mouth with her hands, embarrassed at her outburst. Who? Minato questioned, looking utterly confused. My friend, well, he's my personal guard, Yukimi said and started fiddling her fingers, clearly nervous or still embarrassed. Oh, I see, then it's probably best if we wait, huh? Minato said with a warm and understanding smile. Only a couple seconds later, a boy looking to be a little bit older than us, maybe 15, ran up to us panting. Tashono! Yukimi beamed at the boy. He had pale, straight brown hair and dark green eyes matching Yukimi's hair. So sorry, Yukimi, I lost track of time. The guy known as Tashono apologized, still panting heavily. It seemed that everyone bought that excuse, and I must say, this guy is a skilled liar, but I'm better, and I could see through it. He was having a fight. With who? I don't know. I could easily guess this. He had the look of pain in his eyes, and he made sure to keep his hands in his pocket, which means he's hurt. It wouldn't be smart of him to keep it like that. I went over to Rin and whispered what I had figured out. At first, she looked at me confused. Then she looked at Shono, and her expression changed to one of shock and irritation when she saw the same as me. Rin being Rin, she stumped over to him, and before she could say or do anything, she quickly pulled out his left hand from his pocket, revealing the burn marks. That's not all right. If you guard her, then you're a poor one. If she would need your help, how would you with those hands? Okay? Rin said at him, sounding more angry than anything. God, I missed this. I missed her. And how she did what she needed to do to keep others safe. It was clear that Tashono was embarrassed. He looked at the ground and didn't say a word as Rin healed her left hand and then his right. Are you hurt anywhere else? Rin asked, having calmed down. He nodded, and without a word, he pulled off his jacket, revealing more burn marks on his right shoulder and upper arm. Rin sighed and then started healing that as well. We'd started our journey to the grass village in silence, and I stayed that way for a good hour before Rin asked me, Obito, how did you notice that he was lying? What? Oh, come on, Rin. It's me. I'm a master of lies. So clearly I know a lie when I see one. So you just admitted that all the stories are lies? Kakashi said. What? No, I sighed. Those aren't lies. I really am helping old ladies. Yeah, I know, but those other excuses like a black cat crossed my way or I got lost on the path of life, those are lies. Oh, Kakashi, if only you knew. Those are going to be your favorite excuses in the future. Yeah. Let me see how long this episode is. Every chapter I'm checking. Alright, we'll finish this chapter here. And then we'll end the part off here. So it looks like I'm going to be doing about 5 to 6 chapters every video. Alright, let's go. Obito's point of view. I sighed at the man in front of me. Pathetic. About 4 hours into our journey, we were attacked by a group of ninjas. They used ninjutsu and taijutsu, but wore no headbands. In other words, I don't know their affiliation. They could be traitors, missing nin, or even rogue nin. But why am I calling them pathetic, you may ask? The answer is simple. As a high-class murderer, leader of criminal organizations, and starter of the 4th Great Ninja War, I know how to do things, and these guys certainly don't. They use no time to see our specialties. I bet this guy doesn't even know that I use fire-style related jutsu. They had come out of the blue fast. They made sure to separate us, but at least I knew that Sensei would have handled this. Hey, now that I think about it, this is perfect. I've been wanting to check on something out. I quickly made the necessary signs, and when I was done with them, I yelled, Fire style, flame formation! And wouldn't you know, 4 red walls shot up around me and the other guy, who now looked something between terrified and impressed, which must mean he knows what this jutsu's for. Now we won't be interrupted. I said with a smirk, and that made the man in front of me sweat. If this level made him scared, he clearly wasn't very good, or else he was a newbie. But you're just a kid to know this level of jutsu. He cut himself off mid-sentence, but I knew exactly what he meant. We're at war. You have to do what you have to do. To me, it's training, and a little more training. I lied to him walking closer. I wasn't going to kill him. My days of murdering were beyond me. As I walked closer, he stepped back. A grown man terrified of a little kid. Guess he wasn't paying much attention to his surroundings, because as I took a step back, his left elbow connected with the barrier, thereby setting his elbow on fire. He then proceeded to wave his arm around, trying to make the fire go out. Of course, that only helped in fueling the fire, making the fire concentrated on his elbow larger and more painful. Yep, definitely pathetic. I sighed at the man's stupidity and snapped my fingers, putting the barrier down and putting the fire on his elbow out. However, the fire did do a bit of damage. He wasn't able to move his left arm, probably the wound created by the fire. He held his right hand over the wound, probably trying to ease the pain. I looked at him, but didn't see a killer nor a criminal. I saw a man, a wounded and pained man. And even though I've been saying man, he looked no older than like 19 years old. I sighed again, starting to walk over to him. I can't believe how soft you made me, Naruto. We had all met up again, and luckily everyone was safe. Everyone said the same. What a bunch of amateurs. We found out that they were normally lurking around this very road at all the time, but that they were mostly known for being amateurs. I had brought the guy I fought. He was pretty terrified and therefore told us everything. That they were all low-level shinobi, the majority was genin, but they had a couple of chunin. Calling them evil wouldn't fit. They're just some youngsters who don't know what to do with their lives, and while trying to figure out that this is an easy way to make money. The ones that Kakashi Ren and Minato fought were also present, and they were unconscious and tied up to a tree by the road. Please don't put up any charges. We didn't know that you were shinobi on a mission. Please, the lowly criminal I fought pleaded. Sensei sighed deeply and then said, we won't put up charges, but we will hand you in. I've already sent a shadow clone to the nearest village. The village was small, but luckily there were a couple hunter nins with free time on their hands. They should be arriving shortly. The low-class ninja we had fought had been taken into custody, but now it seemed that everyone was keeping a close eye on me. I'm guessing it's because of what the criminal said right before being sent away. The unconscious ninja, who were now actually awake, were yanked up, pulling on the ropes that tied them together. However, the one I fought wasn't tied up with the others. He was tied up alone. As the hunter nin said their thank and walked away, the one I fought suddenly stopped. He was being quiet for a bit, as if checking if the hunter nin if he could speak up. I don't know who you are, nor how you got at that level at your age, but as a student of the Yellow Flash, I should expect that you would be completely off the charts for a 13-year-old. Mr. Namikaze, you trained him well. Before the hunter nin could walk away with him, Minato gestured them not to. Oh God, no! What? I don't understand. Obito's arsenal of jutsu is small and is all very average. Sorry, Obito. It's alright. I answered the last part. I was afraid of what the criminal was going to say. I should have thought it all over, but before I used my real strength. Average? That? No. What are you talking about? Our fight, of course. First he put me in a fire barrier. I burned my elbow, but didn't let it stop me. So after a bit of pain in my elbow faded, I charged, but he cut himself off. Of course I knew why and even felt bad. I should have gone easier on him. Please, do continue, Minato said very seriously as his gaze switched between me and the criminal. Well, I charged at the boy, hoping and thinking he was a seal expert and not a fighter type, but oh boy was I wrong. As I charged, he looked like he couldn't care less, and without any problem, he fired an S-class fire jutsu. And well, that did the trick. I couldn't, and nor did I want to move. You must have thought wrong about the jutsu. I don't even know A-class, so how in the world would I know an S-class? Fire style nonetheless, I yelled, trying my best to deny it. Sensei's face was cold and stern, completely unreadable. S-class, you say? I'm Obito's superior, and when it comes to everything, including training, as far as I know, his level isn't even close to that of an S-class. As he said, fire style nonetheless. Whew, sounded like he doesn't believe him. But take it that you are telling the truth, and that I've somehow missed that doing training. What jutsu exactly? I don't remember the name, but I can describe it. Yes, please do. Well, he surrounded himself in a fire aura, which he then released like a tornado, then fired solar heat wave energy bullets, and finally finished it using the Great Fireball technique, that then added an immense amount of chakra to it. And finally, it is compressed as a ball and fired as a strong beam. I use fire style myself, that's why I know that. That jutsu is at an incredibly high level, that being S-class. Well, then he says it like that I really feel like a villain again? Because using that against a guy coming at me with a kunai, he had too much. I was just eager to check if my strength was the same, and that jutsu is one of the strongest in my arsenal. I know that jutsu. It's at the top, Fire Style Corona Blaster. I simply cannot see Obito using that jutsu. It'd be impossible. My chakra is clearly at the same level as the last many years. I wonder why my sensei can't sense it. Flashback in. But even though he said that, he kept on keeping a close eye on me, as if looking to see if I was lying or if the criminal was telling the truth, that I was truly a S-class level shinobi. Alright, so that's the end of this video. Sorry if I stuttered a little bit. There's a lot of grammatical errors, and I kind of have to assume what word means what. Like, there's just some spelling errors, so I have to assume what the word means. It's not that bad. Like, it's readable. It's actually a really good story in my opinion. I like it a lot. And thanks to the Discord for helping out with this. Yes, there's a Discord thing. The Discord is actually really important to the channel, and if you want to be incorporated in the channel or involved in what we do, join the Discord. I'm always over there. I'm always conversating over there. So yeah. But that's the end of this video. So yeah, without further ado, this is your boy the Anime Ambu, and I am out. Deuces.